Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. Don't pretend y'all haven't dreamed about doing this. Love you. Hey, if you're watching this, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. See you soon. Bye. Hey y'all, how you doing? It's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. But then you already know that because hopefully everything worked, and you see my new little opening. I have been having a blast this evening, playing in my yarn, playing with my doggies. I redid my hair. Don't you love it? I don't know. I had this weird dream last night that I put all my yarn on my bed and rolled around in it. It wasn't all on my yarn, trust me, but it was a good bit of yarn. Yeah, I just tried to pick the most colorful colors that I could find, and that's the ones we threw on there with me. And took some clips and a picture, and acted silly. I know, I'm a little too old to be acting silly. And some of you are so new. Oh, and I'm so excited to have new subscribers, new family members. Welcome. I could pull a page out of Gary's book and say, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just very happy, just very, very happy to see the channel grow, and just very excited. And so excited that I went ahead and redid my hair. My mama's been on me to do my hair. I've had the hair dye for like, a month. And I just really hadn't felt up to standing up and doing it. Those of you that are new don't know I'm disabled. I have multiple physical limitations and some mental health issues that I deal with on a daily basis. And one of the physical limitations I have is I have osteoarthritis in bone spurs in my spine, and I have lymphedema in both legs, and some sort of tendonitis or something going on with my left foot. And so standing up for long periods of time, walking for long periods of time, gets very painful very quickly. And so to stand up in a mirror and put hair dye in my hair is not an easy task. And luckily my hair is pretty short still. I haven't cut it. I'm trying to let it grow. If you look at earlier videos, you'll see where my hair is extremely short. So this is quite a bit of growth actually. So but I'm trying to let it grow. I don't know. I'm gonna let it grow for the winter, and then probably when it gets hot again, I'll cut it off again. That's probably what's gonna happen. That's what usually happens. But I was tired of looking at it. It was getting limp and listless. And I was ready for it to look life, full of brightness and life again. And so I finally felt I had a really good night's sleep last night. So I felt pretty energetic, I guess. And so I did my hair, and then I told Johnny, I said, get ready for some silliness, because we're gonna do some silly stuff. There I go, laying in my bed with my yarn. I think he had fun helping me do it as much as I had fun doing it. So those of you that have yarn stashes out there as big as mine or bigger, I know mine is sizable somewhat to new crocheters. It might, or people. I mean, most of mine I either got because I have a very generous friend who sends me yarn, and more than one generous friend who has sent me yarn. And I got yarn from sales. Some of this yarn I've had since we got those stimulus checks last year. and I bought yarn on clearances then, you know. But I don't just hoard it. I use it. I do giveaways. I have sent yarn to other people that I felt like could use it. You know, I share my yarn. So I kind of have a revolving stash. So, you know, it just depends on any given month what I have. So, because I like to be generous with what I have. That's just how I am. But if I could afford a bigger box for my 700 subscriber giveaway, trust me, that box would be much bigger. If I could afford the postage, it would be bigger. But unfortunately, Uncle Sam don't pay us poor disabled folks that much money. And so postage is not cheap. And so that's why the box is the size it is. So if the heavens open up and some sort of blessing bestows upon me postage money, then I may add something may happen with that giveaway. I don't know. But something would have to happen in order for me to be able to afford to add to that giveaway. I would love to. I would really love to. At this point, considering the fact that when I dropped the video for the giveaway, I was at 682 or 4, maybe 684. I think I was at 684. I think something like that. And as of this video, I was at 723, I think. So it's just like, phew. So honestly, I would love to reward that growth and those new subscribers with another box. Honestly, I would, but I just don't have the postage. So, and I don't really see myself being able to. But like I said, things could change. My oldest son could decide that for Christmas he wants to bestow upon me cash. If he does give me cash for Christmas, you never know. I definitely have yarn I could probably go through and part with. So that's not the problem. Because all my giveaways, I would say probably 80. I'm trying to remember if I ever, yes I did. One time when I caught some of the clearance at Hobby Lobby, that yarn went to a giveaway. Yeah. That's the only time I actually bought yarn specifically for a giveaway. Most of the time when I do giveaways, it comes straight from my stash. So, and as you see, my stash is kept in totes, away from dust, away from dog hair. Because I have a black lab with, that he sheds like, you just don't know, he sheds. And so it's kept away from all that. We don't smoke here. My oldest son smokes, but he smokes outside. And he doesn't smoke very often. He mainly smokes when he's out with friends. And not anywhere near my yarn. I'd kill him. But anyway, what I'm hoping to do is hopefully in the new year I can afford some of my cube things, because we're supposed to get a raise in our checks, a cost of living raise, the first part of this coming year. And I'm hoping to get a 16 cube organizer thing for my yarn, so I can do away with some of these boxes and actually be able to display some of more of the yarn instead of these pretty clear boxes. That's not the set that I want. This is not the set design that I had in mind, nor is this fan. I need to move this fan. But I moved the fan across the room because I have to have a fan blowing toward the bed, but I didn't want it right up on the bed because it was drying my sinuses out in the middle of the night. And in the middle of the night, I was having to get up and use nasal spray because my sinuses would dry out, causing my nose to get all clogged up. And so I was having to do that in the middle of the night. And I was like, well, maybe if the fan's further away, then my nose won't dry up in the middle of the night. And so I moved it across the room. It worked. It's not so bad. But I can't not have the fan because I've always had the fan. And even it doesn't matter that it's cold outside and in places in the house, I still got to have the fan. It's partially the noise and partially the air circulating because of my COPD. Yeah, I also have COPD. So, as if I needed another challenge. But I keep trucking because I keep going because the alternative is unthinkable. Because the good Lord wouldn't have that. No, good Lord has a purpose for me. And for you new people, I hope you are enjoying the devotional side of my channel. I thoroughly feel called to do that, and I will continue to do that. So I do pre-record a lot of those in a week in advance a lot of times. So if you see me in the same clothes day after day, it's because I pre-record them. That way I can just release them at night, and it's all done. It's all done and in the can, and I'm good to go. So I do have a couple of completely finished objects I want to show y'all. So here we go. I've had a couple of Mountain Dews. Mama was graciously, oh, thank God for Mama. Thank God for Mama. Ooh, God bless my mother. Tuesday we went to the grocery store, and my mama bought me a case of Mountain Dew. And those of you that have been with me long enough to know that Mountain Dew is my drink. It's my drink. And I've had 2 today. And yeah, 2. And 2's the limit. So now what is in the Yeti cup? Water. Water is in the Yeti cup. This is my beautiful Yeti cup. There's a little lipstick on the Yeti cup. Don't get used to this makeup because I have this first time I put makeup on in a year. And my eyesight is so bad now that I had to do it with the magnified side of the mirror. I sent a picture to Sue, Mama Sue, and she said, how does your makeup look so good? Because I used the magnified side of the mirror to put it on. So ladies, if you're feeling extra pretty, I had already done my hair. What's the next step to feeling pretty? Makeup, right? So I started using the regular side of the mirror, and I was like, this is not working. I can't tell anything, because I went to put my eye makeup on and I couldn't see what I was doing. I could not tell anything about what I was doing. It was all blurry because I couldn't wear my glasses to put eye makeup on, right? So I flipped it over and I said, now I can see. Use the magnifier to put my eye makeup on. So it's all straight. And no, these are my eyelashes. Very little mascara because I don't need the only reason why I put mascara on is and see, now the screen is blurry. I can see myself talking, but it's blurry. But the only reason why I put mascara on is because my eyelashes are blonde. Otherwise, you can see I have eyelashes, but you can't tell how long they are because they're blonde. My natural hair color is like a dishwater blonde. Yeah, yuck. It doesn't fit me at all anymore. This fits me perfectly. I think me and Dee's creative hands, we might be using the same color. Because I think this is the same color as hers. But I've been using this same color for, golly, 10 years? Yeah, about 10 years. So, I love this color. It's Garnier Nutrice True Red. Love it. Now I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can see myself. Oh, that's better. smudged my own glasses. That's great. Oh. Anyway. So y'all know I was working on a third Boggy Creek blanket. And I was using Premier Sweet Rolls Blue Willow. So this is what we got. Oh, do. It took a little over 2 cakes, and I got it the correct amount of inches, 40. I think it probably a little over 40 inches wide and 40 inches long, but it's the same size as the pink ones I've already done. I just have to wash this one, but it's beautiful. I think it's really pretty. I think it came out real pretty. So yeah, I'm real proud of this one. It's so squished. I used a 6mm crochet hook, Clover Armor hook. Very squishy. I don't remember what size hook it called for. Probably like a 5.5, but I used a 6, and it worked perfectly. Once I actually sat down and buckled down and did it, it didn't take me any time to do it. But I have carpal tunnel, so I have to take quite a few breaks. Multiple health issues, not as many as some, but what I have is nagging health issues that just mess with your everyday quality of life, like carpal tunnel and osteoarthritis and crap like that just nag, that interfere with my personality. You see, when I'm feeling energetic and feeling good, I want to go, I want to do, but then my body says, nope. It stinks. Yeah, I'm telling you, it stinks. But that's why I have all of you, because y'all lift me up and you make me feel so much better about life. And I'm so grateful to have all of y'all. So grateful, so grateful. It's been such a journey. Anyway, so I did get Will's sweater seamed up front and back now. So, yep, the good seam is the front seam. It's not perfect, but it's I did Mom's cardigan sweater, and hers turned out fine because I didn't do any modifications to hers. So hers is perfect, hers is fine. But Will's, I did modifications, so it has some, kinks. It's not perfect, but it turned out very well. And if all goes well, I'm going to insert a couple of pictures that I managed to, I give Will the look, this look. And that man, I love him. So Will is my 30-year-old oldest son, and he had just come in from work, and I had, he came in right as I was finishing up my shower after doing my hair. And after I came out my room from getting dressed and everything, I managed to talk him into trying this on for me and taking a couple of pics. And I'm going to pause the video and insert those pics right now. Hopefully. Cross your fingers that that's how this goes. Here we go. Okay, if that worked, then y'all saw a couple of pictures of my gorgeous oldest son, Will. Both my sons are gorgeous, just so you know. Both my sons are gorgeous. They're just gorgeous differently, because Will is only about 5'11" and has a red beard and really light blonde hair. Johnny is about 6'2" and built like a linebacker. And has that dishwater blonde hair that I'm supposed to have. And has a more intense look. But he's also very handsome. His pictures are actually, I think there's probably a picture on my Facebook page, on my Facebook group page, with him trying on Will's sweater for me. So hopefully I was able to slide those pictures in for y'all. hopefully all this works, because I've been watching tutorials on how to use iMovie on my iPhone, and I'm hoping that I can slippity slip and put all these clippity clips together and make a fantastic video for y'all, because that's what I want to do. Anyway, I know it seems like I took something, right? No, just a really good night's sleep, and just a really good night's sleep. And I did something completely silly, and it felt so good. I don't know. I think the good Lord just smiled on me today, and he said, you know what? You're going to be in a good mood today. You're going to be in an infectious, happy, bubbly mood. And maybe you're going to reach out and lift someone else's mood because you're in a good mood. And this is the best mood that I've been in a very long time. And I'm super grateful for it. I haven't put makeup on in over a year. I haven't felt this good about myself in over a year. And probably longer than that. And to see my channel grow after the work I've put in, and all the love that's been thrown my way. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you. All of you that have shared my giveaway video, all of you that have shouted me out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it so much. And I look forward to doing more of this kind of content. I'm going to get back to painting. I have this diamond painting that I want to do that I got a couple of months, almost 2 months ago when I was at Joann's with Llama Mama Kayla. Hold on a minute. I'll go get it. Just going to move y'all to the side. Wobbly. Don't get vertigo. Sorry. Anyway, I got this at Joann's in September when I met Llama Mama Kayla and Big Daddy in September. And I bought this. It's a diamond painting. And I've been meaning to do it, and then I committed myself to doing 3 Boggy Creek blankets. I did 3 Boggy Creek blankets. And then I committed to doing 2 sweaters, one for Winch Boy. Now I've done 1 sweater, did 3 blankets, 1 sweater. Now I'm down to 1 sweater for John, which I was gonna try and do a sweater for I was gonna do a bod tutorial sweater, one of Crystal and Bag Day tutorials. I'm sorry, I'm letting myself get out of breath. I jumped up too quick. I'm worried I might be starting to get a respiratory problem, but anyway, I was going to try this sweater tutorial from Crystal at Bag Days. It's from like 2017. The tutorial is. I'm gonna just straighten y'all out. Okay, and I went and watched most of it, and it seems pretty simple. But the more I went ahead and I started, I got one of Johnny's shirts, and I kind of did use my little measuring tape, and I measured across his shirt, and then I did a chain, and then I did a few rows into the chain, and started it. But then, and then after Will came home, and I was able to get him to try his sweater on, and it looked so good. I was like, I'd like to tweak that, because what I did with Will's sweater is I took I took a tutorial for a hexagon cardigan and modified it to work with, because in the tutorial that I used, she's using 7-weight yarn and not 4-weight yarn like I used. and she leaves the front open for a cardigan, and Will had me close the front for like a regular pullover. So I did modifications to that tutorial that was not built into her pattern. I did most of the pattern like she wanted, like she says to do, but I did, of course, with 4-weight yarn, and then I, seamed it up differently. And but I did the decreases on the sleeves so the sleeves would be smaller and not bell-like. And that worked wonders. That worked perfectly, actually. And then I did a couple of extra, for those of you that I didn't go over what all I did. But I did 2 extra rows of double crochets on each sleeve. And then I did a row of single crochet on each sleeve. And then after I seamed the front together, I went around the bottom of it with a row of single crochet just to finish it up, make it look nicer. And he even kind of made noise like he might wear it outside the house. That's how much he liked it. So that made me feel really good. So after all that, I was like, I'm not so sure that I want to take on something new, such as Crystal's sweater tutorial, after I've done this cardigan, this hexagon cardigan situation twice now, successfully, so I don't think, as much as I want to try her tutorial at some point, I think right now, seeing as this is a Christmas gift situation, I think I'm going to just stick with what I've done successfully twice and go ahead and make another hexagon sweater. It worked out. It's worked out twice. There's no reason to mess with what works for me. There's no rules in crochet that say I have to go do this pullover sweater from Crystal at Bag O' Day. There's nothing wrong with her tutorial. And at some point, I will try her tutorial. Excuse me. I didn't know water could make you burp, but apparently it can. Anyway, but apparently that's what I'm going to be doing. But I am going to have to take some me time in the meantime, and this is going to be my me time, is this diamond painting. This is a rather large diamond painting. It says that it is 16 by 22. So this table that this tripod sits on is about that size, actually. And this is like my little work table. I've painted on this table. I've done diamond paintings on this table before, so it's perfect. I have other tables that I can put my tripod on, so that's not a problem. I got little folding tables that I can move around the house, not a problem. But what I figured I would probably do, and y'all can tell me if y'all would like to see this or not, is I'm going to film myself doing this, little clips of myself doing this, and so y'all can map my progress. I know I've seen other people do that, and they seem to be very popular. I know other people, and of course, who doesn't like Darth Vader? I love Darth Vader. Obviously, I bought the thing. I'm not like a huge Star Wars person, not like a complete geek about Star Wars. There's just something about Darth Vader that I've always loved. So it's crazy. He's the bad guy, but he's the one you love to hate, right? Okay. But anyway, I figured I would do a little series over the course of me doing this diamond painting and just film little chit chats while I do the diamond painting. But I wanted to hear feedback from y'all in the comments, how y'all feel about me doing that. So, please tell me what you think. If you think it's a terrible idea, we don't care about you doing that diamond painting, Mando. We don't want to know. Do you on your time. We don't want to watch videos of that. Girl, please. Then just tell me. Otherwise, please tell me. And I will gladly film myself doing the diamond painting and a chit chat about whatever I'm thinking about at the time. And I can be silly and I can be funny, because that's just my personality. Because this whole broken down body is broken, but my mind and my heart is not. And the good Lord willing, I'm still going to be around as long as he sees fit. So anyway, but I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I really am excited to have some new family members to the channel, and I hope y'all enjoy. I'm going to attach some little clips at the end and introduce you to the Beg Brigade, because not everybody understands that the Beg Brigade is my two rescue dogs, Theodore and Axel. And Theodore is the brown brindle pit bull mix, and Axel is the black lab. So I will attach a ending clip of those two and let y'all get a good, cute little view of them. And please forgive the floor. This is an old house that we moved into in July, and the floor is old, and I've not been physically able to get it steam cleaned or you know, cleaned to where it looks better. So the floor looks pretty rough. So please forgive me for that. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday night. I look forward to more videos like this. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting for you at the shelter. God bless you. I love you. So does Jesus. And have a good night. See you next time. Bye now. This here, ladies, is the Beg Brigade. This one is Axel. This one is Theodore. Sit. Sit. Good boy.